dude. This is... Yeah, we got 3 Lord of the Spires and everyone else big boss, but we certainly have some big names. A lot of former Artifact pros initially, too. Gela I certainly recognize as well. I believe is she. We got dpmlicious, ImpetuousPanda, Gaara himself. This is going to be good. The hype match we got. All right, so let's make it official. Let's do it. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Board Battles Allied Esports Tournament. We got a $2,000 prize pool ultimately that's on the line, down the line about 2 months from now for the main event. But these are our qualifiers, our first qualifiers of 8 in total that will be taking place. We're currently in the second of 3 rounds that are being played out. It's a points-based system. If you finish first place, you get 18 points. If you finish 8th place, you get 0 points. There's points in between as well. After the 3 rounds, the top 4 players of the 64 originally signed up will advance on to the main event. Again, it's set to happen a couple of months from now, where that $2,000 prize pool is on the line. Like I said, this is a second-round matchup, and with how the format works, if you get first place in your first round, you're going to be matched up against other first-place players in the second round. So to say the least, we got a pretty stacked lobby right here, ladies and gentlemen, amongst some big names. In fact, you look at the actual ranks within the game, 3 Lord of the Spire players, and the rest are, of course, big boss players on top of that. But we got Gaara, we got Marcus, we got Gela, we got dpmlicious, ImpetuousPanda. There's some big names certainly in this lobby, and this should be a big match as a result. We're coming up to round 3. Let's take a look, see how the items are progressing, and that's an early smuggler for MT being picked up with the Strange Bedfellows. We all have our own opinions on this item, and I think it's fair to say this seems like more of a trap than not, but you know what? If you have the chance to get it early on, certainly it could be worth taking, because, you know, what if? What if you get a 2-star Terror Blade all of a sudden by round 10? You know, it's something to think about. So hoping that's going to work out for MT, at least that's the game plan, I'm sure. You see a lot of chainmails, highly valued tier 1 item. You see some blightstones in there. No surprise to see really the items that we have so far. Nothing really too stand out other than the smuggler to me. Getting a tier 2 item this early on, of course, is pretty impactful. And the fact that you got smuggler even on round 2 means that round 3 will now have a higher chance to be a much more valuable item. So MT, we'll see if that actually pays off. Does MT get another tier 2 item here at this round? Can you take a look to Dash, please? I'll be hopping around, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to just take requests necessarily. There's plenty to go over. Second look at the... Okay, does get a Mask of Madness, so the Smuggler feels like it's already paying off, getting it at round 2. Has the Mask of Madness for the Drow Ranger. Other items that are involved, Gaara. I assume, okay, it has a Blightstone now. They go to the Broadsword Chainmail, nothing crazy. Crazy Rush, he picks up the Forged in Battle. No Brawny out yet. Marcus gets his own Smuggler, maybe the Chainmail. Either way, a lot of Embarrassment of Riches as well. And those are really the most standout items. But yeah, MT item-wise, certainly winning the item rounds in my opinion, with what was received right there. If you get double Bedfellows, you can probably go with a 2-star Anti-Mage too. Oh, I agree, Black Ryu. You know, if you get double Bedfellows, certainly you're setting up to have a good time. Sometimes items don't necessarily mean victory, though. In fact, these are good for later as the game progresses, but in the earlier games, certainly not doing too much. These two doing nothing right now. Mask of Madness is nice, but yeah, having 1-star units, not too good right there. I'll jump over to Dash, though, as I was asked for right now. Again, we're going to be hopping around quite a bit. I try my best to every 5 rounds to take a look at the items, to update on that. And then, of course, later rounds, we jump into the lower-placed people to see if they're going to be eliminated or not. There are my focuses that I go for. We're going to stand back up, by the way. We got a standing desk that we can shift in between sitting and standing. And now that the match has started, we're feeling the hype. Let's go ahead and get back into it, as there's something on my foot. What the hell is that? Oh. Okay, we're good. All right. Double axe, huh? On the front line. That's a level 2 bounty hunter back there. He's going to run after the anti-mage. Settles for the tiny and stick. And tiny toss. Yes, he can. That bounty hunter is getting some free damage in, though. There is no bracket link, unfortunately. I don't know if oh, one of the admins. What's up, Nature Bright? Do you have a link, Natter Bright, to the brackets by chance or groups? Is there a? I've been trying to find it. I can't find an actual site with that information. So if you do have a link, that would be appreciated. dpmlicious falling down to 90 life already. Starting 0-2, so not the strongest start. It does have brawny synergy, but that's not necessarily something you're very excited about. And item-wise, certainly some very basic items that she is working with. It does have a 2-star Batrider. Don't overlook that. Batrider certainly can do some damage. So this is where we're going to see if we have some streaks kicking in. Again, this is where it's that awkward spot to be 1-1, unfortunately, because you're not setting up to have a streak either way for round 6. But in the case of the bottom 3, losing here wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing ever. And we'll see how dpmlicious does in her matchup against MT. That Batrider is getting some free damage in. Also picking up the Chaos Knight for the Night Synergy. And I think this is going to be really close. That Batrider is going to win it for her, isn't it? Yep. Look at that damage, dude. So much. It adds up with the sticky napalm. All right, so again, that's is dpmlicious happy with that win? I don't know, but hey, if you feel like you can get on a win streak, then of course, certainly not bad to have is buying through and trying to see what else she can work with. She's still level 4. So might be leveling up here, depending on what kind of stars we get. Okay, it gets a 2-star Tusk. He's going to throw the Tiny out there for the Warrior Synergy. Still hunting around. Takes out the Chaos Knight for that. So it is going to sit at level 4, despite winning that last round. As give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Had my food delivery come right there, so didn't hear the door. Where's my phone? Did I leave my phone up there? God damn it. All right. Either way. So we have 2 players at 100 life, Marcus and Gela. Gela? It's in the Discord. Let me look at that real quick. Boom. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Nice. Runde 2. So this has all the information in terms of who's in what group. Gotcha. Oh, Marcus losing that round there, so take some damage finally. Stop that 4-0 win streak. Gela will move to 4-0. Does that mean Gela draw? Okay, that must be what that means, huh? Okay, no, there's 5-0. I was like, wait, what? Why wasn't it updating? All right, so it's 5-0 now. And has that 5 win streak going. dpmlicious, so she does get the win streak going. She was 0-2. Now she's won 3 in a row. Found some good synergy. Adapted into the Warriors. As we got round 9 coming up, so the all-important round 10 shortly to follow. Of course, the next item to be picked up after that. And dpmlicious is going to move the Troll or the Witch Doctor in. Get that Troll synergy going as well. Matched up against ImpetuousPanda for this round. And that Bounty Hunter doing some work back there, the 2-star bounty. So that's going to be the reason why ImpetuousPanda comes out with a victory here. Just tore up the back line, and now this Tusk, he's manning up. Ain't going to work in the end, though. Not going to lie, that food is smelling good. All right. Who's going what synergy-wise? A couple of Knights. A lot of Warriors. I'm seeing a lot of Warriors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people running some sort of Warriors. So that is not a very open strategy right now. No one running Assassins, no Mages, of course. No scrappy Inventors here. This is all mix of Warriors and Brawny and some Knight strategy, some Druids in there. All similar. Now, you can only have so many options, though. Of course, as the game picks up, we'll need to start seeing to go elsewhere. Warriors are your go-to right now. Yeah, apparently for a lot of people in this game, too. Yeah, I'm super excited to cast a game like this, because this should certainly be give you some good insight in terms of what, obviously, top-tier players think, and matched up against some of the best of the best. What's up, Kerensky? How's it going? All right, so items. What do we got? Gela just got nothing yet. Trying to wait and see. Ooh, somebody lost. Crazy Rush lost 0-6. Has a 6 loss streak going, but losing that round there. And Crazy Rush ends up getting an Aegis. That's honestly not horrible. Gela gets a Mask of Madness for his Bloodseeker. Marcus, we'll just do it this way. Marcus gets a mech. Wow, that's an early mech. Has Smuggler, so gets a mech for the Lycan. Gaara picks up a Blade Mail. ImpetuousPanda gets Coordinated Assault, very strong. dpmlicious gets, I believe, Embarrassment of Riches there. MT gets a Sacred Relic for the Shadow Fiend. Dash picks up I think might have got Smuggler there himself. Crazy Rush gets the Aegis, as mentioned. We'll see how the Crazy Rush does. Yeah, ever since they changed the Aegis, it's kind of hard to feel about how good it is, right? The fact that it works now when you're taking lethal damage rather than just when you lose a round. Crazy Rush, though, is going to keep that loss streak going. Trying to transition into Mages, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of Warriors. Certainly, Mage strategy is something that could do work here. But as we all know, Mages is difficult to transition into sometimes, as Gela's going to lose his first round. dpmlicious. Able to knock out Gela. dpmlicious lost on her side, though, unfortunately, but dealing damage to the person that was at the top, that's got to feel good at least. That's where the matchup is dependent. Seems like an insta-pick now. Could be the difference between 5th place and 2nd place. The Aegis, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I feel like talking to different people will give you different opinions, of course, on that. I see your point, though. Absolutely. I've run it a couple times myself where, yeah, you almost like forget that I have it, and I'm like about to lose. Like, oh no, that's right, I had an Aegis. So, you're still alive for another round, and certainly in the later game it can make that difference. And again, where each seed is that many more points for this tournament, that can play a role. So Gela's matched up against Gaara this round. And it looks like Gela's got an easy victory on his hands. That Mask of Madness on the 2-star Bloodseeker is certainly doing work early on. How's MT doing? At least Smuggler, as we mentioned. Again, with the Bedfellows, but not really taking advantage of the Bedfellows at all. Didn't really play out that way, so that's just one of the things of... Again, I doubt the other item choices for with the bedfellows were that good either, so it's worth the risk still to try to see what we can make happen with it. Man, being this low life though, 49 life already at round 13. That's quite low. 0-8 will do that to you. Does work on the mages though. Unfortunately, it's with an ogre, but still. Has mages, has 50 economy. Only one of 2 players to have 50 economy currently. Marcus the other. Up there in second place. So Marcus has to be feeling really good. Having that good of an economy in second place. Let's take a look at Crazy Rush. Okay, gets the Crystal Maiden. Much better mage than the ogre, that is. Is 6 versus 7 though against dpmlicious. That Coddle. And that's the problem with a 1-star Coddle. I mean, you have a 1-star Crystal Maiden pumping some mana, but it's not going to be enough. Finally going to start channeling up the blast, but by the time he does, it's just too much damage. Yeah, so Crazy Rush takes another, what was that, 11 damage there? 12 damage even? Jeez. Down to 37 life. It's going to be difficult to recover. Going to need some high rolls. Maybe even want to start thinking about diving into that economy sooner than later. As we got round 14 approaching now. We'll see what Crazy Rush is able to find. That's a couple of ogres. Oh, gets a 2-star ogre. So maybe that's worth it over, I don't know. Is it really worth it over the Crystal Maiden? Probably not, huh? Maybe even over the Coddle at this point. Christ. I don't know. It's still just going to play it safe. Or not even safe necessarily, but play the long con. Oh, 1-star at round 14. Yeah, that feels bad too. I mean, it has a 2-star axe, but not the greatest. Okay, is spending the economy to level up now. Gets to level 7. Actually doing some okay damage here. That Coddle got a decent blast off. Spike getting pulled in. But still a loss, taking 6 damage. And the woes continue. But we're at round 15 now. That's something else to think about, though. Needs to make sure to position correctly to not get ganked by these wolves. As there you go with the setup. Dash is also transitioned into mages, so something about the lower ranked players, not lower ranked, but lower life players, the ones to try to go for mages. I feel like that's something we always see. If somebody's going mages, they're going to be on the lower tier of the life pool earlier on in the game. But again, it goes back to mages are hard to develop in the early game, but if you happen to commit to it in it, you start to get the 2-stars kicking in, and heroes like what, Lena is, I'm sure, considered a pretty powerful one, a 2-star Razor, of course an eventual Lich, etc., then all of a sudden you're dominating these fights. Dash is having some trouble with these wolves. Uh-oh. I don't know if he's going to be able to defeat the wolves, unfortunately. This is going to be really close. Pudge doesn't stay alive. Kill that wolf. Kill this one. No! Need another attack! No! Tree loses. That's unfortunate. Alright, so taking a look at some items. We'll see what people get. What does Dash get? Dash was given an Eye of Scotty. That's not horrible. Gela picks up the Fall from Grace. That's pretty big. He actually has 4 Heartless now. Jesus. ImpetuousPanda gets a Sacred Relic. Gaara gets a Fall from Grace as well. So that's helping. Marcus gets a 4 Staff on the starter. MT picks up a Wicked Intent with a couple of Heartless. dpmlicious gets an Aegis? Yeah, I think she got an Aegis. Dash picks up the Eye of Scotty. As I mentioned, Crazy gets Unstoppable. Does have the 3 warriors in the front. That's pretty big for having the mages, too. So it does put in the 2-star Ogre over the Crystal Maiden for now. Ship's going to come through. This ImpetuousPanda. There's a big Requiem, but it's against Knights, and Knights Warlocks, it's hard to get through. Yeah, Knights Warlocks is just going to have too much heal, too much mitigation. And Crazy Rush is going to take yet even more damage. So just when you thought, oh, look at that, he spends all the gold to get to level A, you can tell he's just full panic mode now. Yeah, Coddle's... They gimped Coddle hard, man. I have not liked Keeper of the Light ever since that that nerf to the hero. It always just feels so bad, it feels like. Either way, guy just has an Enigma now. Okay. Found an Enigma. Is level 8. Could just put the Enigma out, right? Yeah. So gets Warlock and Primordial with that. That's not bad. He's going to go for the front line. We'll keep an eye on Crazy Rush. Just because it's fallen so deep that could be a quicker exit. But this seems like it should be nice. Midnight Pulse needs to get it casted. There's a Requiem. The Midnight Pulse still not out yet. Oh, man. He gets stunned. Finally gets it down. Very late Midnight Pulse, though. Is it enough? He's doing some damage. The Unstoppable proc on the Kunkka. This Bloodseeker just tearing through the lineup, though. Jesus, that Bloodseeker did a lot of damage. Yep, and he's going to take even more damage himself. So taking 4 damage there. Luckily, the Bloodseeker died, actually, so it didn't actually do the damage to his life pool. But either way, Gela, he's comfortably in first place, 11-1, a 5-win streak currently. Running the 4 Heartless thanks to Fall from Grace. Has the Druids in there with the Lone Druid involved. Running Savage. And he's got the 4 Warriors even out there on top of that. Bloodseeker with the Mask of Madness, but it is doing synergy because the Fall from Grace, he provides Heartless, which gives him the 4 Heartless, so it's actually a very good unit for him right now. Let's watch Gela's perspective, see how first place is doing.
They will lead us to glory.
Right to the Drow. There's the hook on Drow. Drow's dead. Requiem gets off. Doom on Alchemist, preventing the acid spray. It's pretty big. Bloodseeker goes down, though. Gaara might be able to take him out. I think he's got it. Yeah, so Gaara's going to deal some damage to Gela. Maybe? Yes, okay. Surviving a little bit longer there. That Corrosive Haze, though. Minus armor doing work. How's Gaara's lineup looking? He's on his own 3-game win streak now. Got the corner strat going. Get Troll Warlord. Economy. Everyone but Crazy Rush is doing very well. Crazy Rush, though, as we've talked about earlier, he's got desperate. Understandably so. Things just were not working. It's down there in net worth. It will make it around 20 at this point, though, which, of course, is good. Another item round. Midnight Pulse in the back is pretty good placement. And the ship and the Requiem get the kills on the Hunters. It's going to be a victory for Crazy Rush, so. Finally something. I think that's the 2nd win in a row. I think he was 0-12 to that point. So makes it around 20. Dash has also fallen pretty deep. No surprise to see the mages as well involved. Net worth tells a lot about economy. That's fair. Yeah, Tenko, I've had trouble determining what net worth truly means. But, I mean, you look at this. Obviously, it's showing that the higher net worth is higher up, where lower net worth down here. dpmlicious has some bugs. What are we talking about? So this is an item round 20. We're on dpmlicious now. can be on the bottom and have highest net worth. They have the better economy. So meaning, if you have good net worth, then even if you're like in 7th place currently, you're still setting up to be decent. Is that what you're getting at? Okay. Is Swim still in the tournament? Was Swim playing in the tournament? I didn't know if he was. All right, so round 20, what do we get? Sacred Relic for dpmlicious. Gela gets Arcane Boots, I think. Gaara gets a Blink Dagger for Lycan. Ever since that change with the Blink Dagger, it feels pretty good. Double Force Staff on Marcus. That is really interesting. Let's watch Marcus this round. Double Force Staff. Wow. So you're going to push a couple people forward. Like the Necrophil. See, but that's... See, right there is a perfect example as like, what the hell does Force Staff do? Like, it just... If anything, it helped get the opponent's units quicker to his own, which isn't necessarily a great thing. It just feels weird. That's a known bug. She can't see the units of the world. Oh, Jesus. Well, she's going to defeat Marcus this round. Double Force Staff apparently is not enough. Yeah, see, yeah, okay, Black Right, that's a good point. Yes, you have a small chance of it using on an appropriate target like a backline sniper or coddle, kind of like the Pudchook. But it just, does that warrant picking up the item when it's that small chance of maybe doing that? It just feels, ugh. I hate this item. I feel like it's so trash. ImpetuousPanda, he got, ooh, Dragon Sword. He's got the DK out there. Only a 1-star DK currently. dpmlicious we mentioned. MT gets, I think, oh, higher class of criminal. Crazy Rush got Arcane Boots, and Dash picked up Shaman Pluck. What? I've never seen this item picked up. He has only one Shaman as well on Disruptor, who just died there, by the way, right away. Is this it for Dash? I think Dash just got eliminated at round 20. No, maybe not. Actually, never mind. Whoa. All of a sudden. Okay, well, is going to lose. It's still alive, though. Only takes 3 damage. That was looking bad. Will stay alive, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was possibly because there just really was nothing else, and the potential's at least then okay, but, man, that item. So Crazy Rush, how about this? Crazy Rush is on a 4-game win streak, was 0-12. The mages finally kicked in. Even with the level 1 Coddle, is still, I think the Enigma, of course, was big. It has a Gyrocopter on top of that. It also has the Aegis as backup, too, by the way. So Dash doesn't have an Aegis, does he? No. We'll watch Dash again. On the verge of being knocked out in 8th place here in this game. Obviously, what you mean, no points. That's the call down. That's a good damage. You see the Warlock synergy kicking in. Pudge with the hook to finish off Gyrocopter, but he already did his job. This is going to be a victory for Dash. So we'll stay alive. As another ship comes through, takes out Gela, who was first place, by the way. So that's a confidence booster at least right there for Dash. Taking out the first place player on his own board. Crazy Rush. He continues it to 5 win streak now. Certainly helped the economy that's just been trashed from the beginning. And you look at the net worth. I mean, look at Dash at 120 net worth. So this is an example where net worth definitely shows something. It's barely hanging on right here. But yeah, has really no economy to work with. So it's sitting on so many 1-stars is another reason why that net worth is so low. I still can't get over the Shaman. I would really be curious on the other options on what he had there. Jesus. I do want to try running Shaman Synergy. That's something I haven't been able to run yet. But the new Shaman Synergy sounds really interesting. Did a sheep anything? Got the Static Storm off. A sheep something! The sheep the Pudge. And he died. Uh-oh, this is not looking good, though. dpmlicious just has too many things on the board. That's going to be a knockout. So Dash is going to be our first one eliminated. plenty of damage. The overkill from dpmlicious. Couldn't get the upgrades. Dash finishing with 0 points, unfortunately. MT taking a loss there and down to 20 life now. Is on an 8-loss streak. Holy crap. Was 6-4 is now 6-12 at this point. MT, what is MT running? It's got a mixture. Hunters, Warlocks, some Knights in there. The DK and the Abaddon. Yeah, sitting on a level 1 DK. He's trying to get a 2-star. You can see. He got another one, maybe. What did he get a 2-star right there? Necrophos? Okay, got a 2-star Necrophos. That's nice. Sitting with 2 Tides and 2 Enigmas, though. Got so much gold on the bench. That's just chilling there. And a Techies. Gets to round 25, though. What's an item that would be really useful for MT? Radiance is always good on Alchemist, especially if you got the Warlock synergy working. Yeah, 30 gold. Exactly. That's where the net worth is. He has 182 net worth, but so much of that's on the bench. Gets a Daedalus for the Sniper. Crazy Rush. Still deciding. Yeah. Gets higher class of Criminal. Marcus. A Moon Shard for the Necrophos. dpmlicious picks up her own Forest Staff, just as we're talking about trash it is. Radiance on Batrider for ImpetuousPanda. Gaara with the Daedalus on Wind Ranger. And Gela picks up a higher class of Criminal, I think. I believe so. Is also level 9. Is everyone else just about level 9? MT's the only one not level 9, in fact. Let's watch Gela this round. Matched up against dpmlicious. Gela's got the 4 Heartless, the 6 Warriors. So tough to kill. Yeah, interesting with the Batrider Radiance. Why Batrider? Oh, wait, that was somebody else running it. Never mind. But Gela is going to win this round. Crazy Rush taking a chunk of damage there. Does stay alive, though. The Napalm amplifies the burn. Oh, does it? Okay. So who had it? Oh, ImpetuousPanda had it. But it's only 1 cell away, right? Oh, it is 2 cells away. Okay. That makes more sense. Wasn't aware that it was actually 2 cells away for the burn. Okay. Interesting. See how it does for ImpetuousPanda, who's got the matchup against Gaara. Gaara's got some mages now out there with the Lich. Oh, that Chain Frost, but it's not enough damage, really. Abaddon Shield even helping. Batrider, you see Luna's damage, by the way. Looking pretty good. And yeah, we'll hold. Crazy Rush is going to hold as well. MT taking a chunk of damage there. 15 damage by dpmlicious. Still alive, but man, we've seen things bouncing around for this last spot. As we got round 28 now coming. What does MT do? Only has 10 gold currently. He's going to spread things out, try to move things around. Has a sniper in the left corner now with that Daedalus. Could bring out the Alchemist for 4 Warlock synergy. But yeah, also level 8. That's brutal. And is not even really close to level 9 with a broken economy. Enigma, can he cast? Nice aquatic shield. Oh, no, he dies. Enigma just all of a sudden died. No, kill somebody. He has to kill somebody to live. Oh, he's not focusing the Lone Druid. No, that's just enough damage. That's 5 damage right there. And MT will be eliminated in 7th place. Oh, that feels so bad. Yeah, that tree was doing damage. So MT out in 7th. Crazy Rush wins another round to stay alive. Remember, Crazy Rush, does he still have the Aegis? Yeah, Crazy Rush still has the Aegis as well, so going to be significant. The other Aegis on dpmlicious. She's at 36 life, though. As you now take a look at the net worth again, and this is, again, very telling of where things are at. Gela's just very cozy at 252 net worth right now. All the way up there. Our first level 10, Gaara decides to commit for it. Down at 21 gold currently. But you see the net worth jumping up in comparison with Gela. Not sure exactly what he put out, but oh, he has 6 Heartless now. Thanks to Fall from Grace. That's minus 20 armor from the attacks, but is it enough? All down. We're going to play to burst down the gyrocopter. This tier 3 lone druid is going to get taken out. Now Witch Doctor, despite the cask actually doing work, but it's not enough. Laguna Blade again, and Witch Doctor falls. So Gaara winning that round, the level 10 commitment to get the 6 Heartless out there. Marcus down at 2 life after that loss. We have made it to round 30, though. That double, look at the double 4 staff. So he isn't even using the 4 staffs. I feel like I always see this in these games, too. Yeah, it's just, it ends up happening. It's like they try it, and they're like, you know what? This is not helping me. It's, in fact, probably hurting me. So they just end up not using it. Same thing with the Blink Dagger, I feel like happens a lot, too. Although the new Blink Dagger, personally, I do feel like is underutilized, even. But, in fact, who had the Blink Dagger this game? Yeah, no one's used. Somebody had a Blink Dagger earlier. Okay, this is on Lich, yeah. So Gaara has it on Lich, which obviously you think like what Blink on Lich, but 50 mana. I mean, he's halfway to a Chain Frost cast all of a sudden. It's pretty good. All right, so items. What are we getting? Gaara gets a pipe, or Gela, excuse me, gets a pipe. ImpetuousPanda gets a. I think he got the Radiance there. Gaara ends up getting a pipe as well. dpmlicious gets. Not sure. Did she had the 4 staff? I think. Maybe the Iascani? I think the Iascani Medusa. Crazy Rush. Got a Dagon for the Lich. And Marcus gets a Refresher for Disruptor. Let's see. Let's see how Marcus does, trying to stay alive. No Aegis. That Disruptor, there's one Static Storm cast. Has a second one to come if he can stay alive. Chain Frost bouncing around. Looks like he is. Another Static Storm. Well, actually, it was already used very quickly in the back lines. And yeah, this is going to be a victory for Marcus against Crazy Rush. Crazy Rush also holds on his side, though. As we have more level 10s making an appearance. dpmlicious taking 19 damage by Gela. And just like that, dpmlicious is down to 6th place. Tied for 6th, really, with Marcus. Now at 2 life. Ouch. You see the synergies all spread out with the alliances. It has a little bit of each. Does get a 2-star Medusa, so that can certainly help, but needs a friendly matchup here. We'll watch dpmlicious. Did she just get rid of something? I thought she got rid of something. Techie's going to get the mine? Yes, he gets the mine down. That's good. Mine explosion. That's a mine for the other side. I was like, wait a second. That was a mine from the opposition, but still, it's a victory for dpmlicious, so staying alive. Marcus is going to lose. And no Aegis means Marcus is going to be knocked out in 6th place. Crazy Rush. Looks like he won his side as well, so keeps the Aegis. Even this is where that Aegis can really be significant in terms of moving up. Gaara drops down to 26 life. You take a look at the net worth once again. Gela continues to be heavily on top. You look at Crazy Rush at 207, so really down there. but has managed to hang on, and again has the Aegis still even. 2 level 1 liches on the board. One with a Dagon. Well, once again, watch dpmlicious, though, as she is the one that's vulnerable to be knocked out here. Techies, he gets the mine down on either side. Chain Frost is bouncing around on the side of dpmlicious. That call down finally happens. The ship from either side as well. Kind of mirroring the abilities of one another. Stone Gaze does go off, it looks like, but doesn't really matter. And this is it for dpmlicious, isn't it? Yep, I think she's going to be knocked out. Looks like it in 5th place. Crazy Rush also loses, but had the Aegis. So that's where the Aegis certainly comes into play. In fact, oh, she did too. That's right. They both had the Aegis. What am I saying? They both have the Aegis, so they both stay alive, and now neither one has an Aegis. Okay, so we still have 5 players remaining. I even mentioned that before. I always forget when somebody has an Aegis. I was so focused on Crazy Rush having it that I forgot that dpmlicious have it. Man, you're 1 round away from round 35. Get the fair matchup. She got the 2-star Necrophos. She got the 2-star Necrophos. Did she? It's bugged. Oh, no, she didn't. She did it too late. It's bugged. Yeah, the 2-star is not actually out there. It was a 1-star. She did it right as the round was starting, which this is that bug that happens. And she's going to lose, it looks like. Oh, man, you got to wonder if she gets the 2-star out there. Look at the life pool. Oof. Oh, that is brutal. She'll finish in 5th place. And then Crazy Rush does get knocked out as well to finish in 4th place, though. Survived just long enough. So we have our top 3 now that are going to make it to round 35 of this game. It's Gaara, ImpetuousPanda, and Gela. The top 3. So this is certainly where Tier 5 items are possible. I think the one that everyone wouldn't mind having is the 1 more unit on the board. You can see the synergies that are it's a lot of Heartless. 6 Heartless against 4 Heartless over here. ImpetuousPanda running the 6 Knights. Does have the Dragon Sword buff, remember, too, for the 2-star DK. And currently at 68 gold, so. Also has a 2-star Viper. Radiance picked up by Gela. So has a Radiance. Gaara gets, what did Gaara get? Gaara got a Maelstrom. Maelstrom for the Gyrocopter. ImpetuousPanda gets a Refresher Orb. And we'll give it, I love Refresher on Necrophos. I actually think Refresher Necrophos, especially with Warlock Synergy, is really good. Yeah, he is going to put it on Necrophos. So he needs to put the Radiance on maybe Omni or Abaddon. He's going to put it on Batrider. Okay. So it goes for that instead. So now here we go with round 36. We'll watch Gaara's perspective. Is at 26 life. Techies jumps in an awkward spot over there on the left-hand side. Gets the mine down, though. Static Storm's up as well. Refresher from Necrophos in the back, however. Gets a double cast-off, takes out Lycan. Running the backline Necrophos is ImpetuousPanda, despite the Refresher. But you know what? It's going to work here. Going to deal some damage to Gaara. That's going to be 9 damage, I believe. Yep, 9 damage. But I believe Gaara dealt damage to ImpetuousPanda, though, as well. So mirroring each other and actually dealing damage. In fact, Gela also lost. Everyone loses that round, apparently. Okay. That's how it works sometimes, I suppose. Everyone is level 10. How is the damage calculated? So the damage is calculated by the amount of stars on the board still. So a 2-star deals 2 damage, a 3-star deals 3 damage, and then it's also the amount of rounds into the game. So you add up the stars, and then every 10 rounds is another piece of damage. So because it's round 37, it's plus 3 damage. So at round 40, it'll be plus 4 damage, plus what's on the board. We're watching Gaara once again. Now he's up against Gela, and this is not going nearly as well. Jesus. That Techies did some damage. Enigma's not going to be able to do enough, though, so Gaara's still alive. As ImpetuousPanda drops down to 6 life. Gaara's going to get knocked down to 8. He does overtake second place. Look at all these Tidehunters, by the way, on the benches. There's 5 Tidehunters on the benches between the 3 players. No one's actually running Tidehunter on the board. They're all just sitting with Tidehunters. Now there's 6. 3-star Crystal Maiden. Who got it? That was for Gaara. So Gaara gets a 3-star CM. We're looking at 20 mana to all friendly units. And there's a 3-star Luna for ImpetuousPanda. Radiance on the Enigma. Interesting. Did they just sell them? Maybe. Oh, yeah. Several of them got sold. Yeah, look at that. Everyone just about sold them. All right, so we're watching ImpetuousPanda. Matched up against Gela. That Chain of Frost just does so much damage. Luna can't do nothing. That's going to be it for ImpetuousPanda. What about Gaara? Gaara is going to lose his side too, but ImpetuousPanda lost first, I believe. Yep, ImpetuousPanda in third. Gaara will finish second. And Gela will be your first place, getting the maximum points. And I believe he's in a very good spot now to be moving on to the main event. Of course, still needs to do well in the final round, to be fair, but top 4 players in total point-wise after 3 rounds move on. Congratulations to Gela on the victory right there. There's your scoreboard at the very end. Take a look at the records and everything. Unfortunately, the rosters disappear and stuff, but you can see the alliances. This isn't your number 1 alliance you see a lot of the time, I feel like. 4 Heartless, 6 Warrior, double Inventor with a Demon in there, but made it work out well. Yeah, very, very well played from Gela. So congratulations to him. And we do have one more round set up. Yeah, we don't get the post-game scoreboard. That kind of sucks. But work with what we got. All right, I want to eat my food. So we're obviously going to wait for round 3 to start now. We got our pot stickers and our pasta. Yummy. With the 2 life to the guy in first who had 1 life. I love this game. Posted the bracket. I did see it. Yes, I have it here. I am looking at it. I mean, I could show it on screen, I guess, if you want me to, but it doesn't really. It's just nice information to have. So, yeah, you guys only filled up 6 groups, it looks like. We're going to run some commercials in the meantime, guys, while we're waiting for Game 3. Munching on some food. Feel free to chat, though. Have a discussion. I'm going to run the commercials. I'll be here. Thanks for tuning in. Really do appreciate the support. Love doing casts like this for these community events. And I also stream myself, in case you didn't know. So simply even a follow. Very supportive for doing my stream thing. Appreciate it. Any donations, subs, anything else is obviously just going further, but it does help to allow me to keep doing this. Really do appreciate that. Stay tuned. We got one more round of cast. MT Gaming. Welcome to the CB Capitals. You're awesome. You're freaking awesome. Don't let anyone else do it for the goddamn man. Thank you so much, MT Gaming. Really do appreciate that. It was fun to watch you, by the way. Those mages just couldn't do enough. No problem, more beer. God, we've been live almost 4 hours already. That actually feels kind of crazy. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long. It's weird. I guess today's just awesome. I'm going to jump into a higher tier lobby here. Couple of big bosses and bosses in this one. This is Sender. He's an old school Han player. Way back in the day. Watch this while we're waiting for round 3 to start.
We're gonna win. I know it. So I assume we'll be given access to the the first place lobby once again, as far as the top, ideally the top 8 players points wise. That'll help us determine who finishes where. Alright. Oh, well, she said something and then deleted it. Okay, that's kind of silly. Whatever. I believe the round is over, and so we're now getting ready to start the third and final round. So people are discussing the point system in the chat right now as well. It's kind of interesting points being brought up. How the point scaling right now, it gives extra benefit to whoever gets first place, which normally I am fine with, and I think that actually should be a thing. But that goes back to how this is a unique genre, in this case, game in Underlords, how it is very random dependent. You know, some games you're just going to get lucky rolls and things are going to be going your way. So the argument's being brought up that it should just be almost like a flat scale, like first place gets 8 points, second place gets 7 points, etc., all the way down to 1 point for last. Initially, I do tend to agree with that. I think because of the element of the game, the randomness of it, it makes more sense to have it more of a flat scale. So that way, first place still matters. You still get that extra point, but it's not as significant and ridiculous as it would be with a, you know, amplified first place. Compared to a game like these Battle Royale games, right? Excuse me. I know these Battle Royale games, kind of a format they run is these where you just queue up in a pub game, you know, depending on where you finish, you get a certain amount of points or something like that. Getting first place in those games is a bit more significant because it's based more around skill, ideally, than complete randomness. Which, I mean, at the same time, it's hard to... It's kind of silly to sit here and say, like, the game is just so random that the points should be as even as possible. Because I also don't think that's the case. It is heavily dependent on a lot of random factors. But just as it is with poker or whatever random game, it's about setting yourself up in the best positions possible to take advantage of said randomness. So, like, that's the other side of it where it should still, you could argue that, okay, well, first place should still matter because, like last game, we just saw Gela or whatever win with a 6 warrior strat, which end game had like 60 life at the end, which in most of these games, that's not necessarily going to be the case. But whether that was through adaptation of the game, seeing what other people were going for, maybe it was just pure luck, who knows, but I would like to think that there was certainly skill involved there. I think good decision making. So should Gela be benefited for that in terms of getting extra points finishing first place? I could see that argument too. That in that case, sure. So that's going to be something that'll be interesting to hear discussed as these tournaments continue on. I guess I really don't know how to feel about it in the end just yet. Maybe we'll need more data. Yeah, and this is kind of the side effect of running a tournament like this, too. And that there's already people saying in the chat, too, that they're just going to drop out because at this point they actually just have no way to get top 4. through one more round. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, how I think ideally there should be like 4 or even 5 rounds, because 3 rounds seems a little too small to determine these guys and give people a comeback chance, I suppose. Like, if there was 4 rounds at least, these people that are dropping out right now, some of these people, they wouldn't be dropping out because there's even a following round, and then possibly, you know, they could go 2 back-to-back first places in a row and all of a sudden regain a lot of these points. But I think that is something they should think about, too, as far as if they're going to use this specific format, that ideally having 1 or 2 more rounds would make a lot more sense. Oh, I wasn't aware. I guess Swim is in this tournament. And I think next game we're going to be casting Swim. It's going to be Swim, Gaara, ImpetuousPanda, dpmlicious. Wow, that's another stacked group, Gela, once again. Hopefully we can get in that game. That would be nice. Link to brackets. Well, these are current. Oh no, this is standing exam brackets. Okay. So at the bottom there should be a tab for standing exam bracket. In fact, so this is actually here. I will show this on screen. So this is what I've been looking at. So this is round 3, or day 3. So this is that group, the top group that we have for the final match. Some big names. These are the standings currently. So currently the top 4 are Gela, Gaara, ImpetuousPanda, and Sour Cream. With the points that they have. Gela actually won both games. So thus has the maximum points, of course. But you still have, obviously, some other players that are getting close. Heart, Swim, dpmlicious. Certainly still in it. Is Gela streaming? I have no clue. You have to look. Obviously, I believe Swim is streaming. I believe Gaara is streaming. I think dpmlicious might be streaming as well, but I'm not sure about the others. Great voice, by the way. Well, thank you. What are your chances, Gamer? Let me scroll all the way down to the very bottom and try to find you. You know what? I don't even see you on the list. They took you off. They're like, you have no chance. We're just not even going to have you on the list anymore. No, you're in the middle there. You have 15 points. So best you could do if you get first place, that's what, 32? Oh, plus 18. 33 points. Which right now would put you in second place, but these top 3 players are at least guaranteed to gain some kind of points, so yeah. Even if you get first place, there is pretty much... I think mathematically there's no chance. I'm not 100% sure, though. This kind of goes back to having all these players in the same group is kind of interesting. Because the fact that these top 8 players are in the same group now means obviously, so one of these guys is going to earn 0 points. Another one's going to earn only 2 points. But then somebody's going to earn 18 points. So it's really interesting. And I keep going back to my point of I wish that this was at least 1 or 2 more rounds longer to help determine. But I think we have a new ticket. Oh, hi. Okay, here's the code. Let me... Nope, that's not what I want to click. We're not ending. Party. Join party. Code. Switch to spectator. Alright, we're in our lobby now. If you hadn't got 7th in the first round. But then your first game would, or your second game would have been against different people. So, you never know. Watch out for Gela. Oh, I know. We just watched a very impressive game from Gela with a victory in a stacked lobby. Which we once again have here, of course. But yeah, she just won with 6 warriors last game. Gela's a she, right? I'm honestly just assuming by the by the avatar, and I believe I've heard that before, but she was in her first game. Friend me. I want to be your friends. Possible to see standings? Sure. There is a... I linked it in chat. I'll link it again. I should just make a brackets command. Since this is the last round, I'm not going to do it, but... Fuck. Why is this so buggy? Alright, there. That's a link to it. But also on screen, here you go. So these are the standings once again. Gela won both of her first matches. So she is in first, and as long as, like, so what? Because the point spread is, oh, we just started. It's 18, 13, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. So
if she gets third place, she'll still have 46 points, which I'm pretty sure would guarantee her top 4 no matter what. So as long as she gets third place, she's definitely moving on. Maybe even fourth place, because that would put her at 44 points, which still feels like it should be pretty good. So I think top 4, she's good to go, if I'm not mistaken. Well, all right. Let's do it. Let me. I'm gonna send out a tweet real quickly too. Oh my god. Final round. Big names once again, including Gaara, Swim, Gela, dpmlicious, ImpetuousPanda, boom! Tweet has been sent out. Okay, we are good. Let's do it. That's a double axe. So as far as rankings go, no surprise, everyone at least Big Boss, if not a Lord of the Spire. Pretty expected when you're dealing with quite the names that we have right here. Again, Gela's the one that's in the comfortable spot. She just pretty much, I'm pretty sure if she finishes top 4, no matter what else takes place, she will be advancing on to the next round. Try this. Oh, you're one of those spammers again. God, there's a freaking website that has bots that just go to Twitch channels and spam it. It's so annoying. I hate that. God, I hate... Fuck that site. It's too bad, because it could potentially be an okay site, but if you're going to do that to advertise, then fuck you. Anywho, we got round 3 coming up.
Yo. Yo.
Wait, what? He just lost round 3? Holy shit. What? He already has Age of Chivalry and Soul Sucking Simon. That's actually a really good combo early. What's the third item that he's going to get? What am I missing? Why doesn't ImpetuousPanda have a third item? Oh, it is. That's a cloak. He just doesn't put it on. Okay. Overall, the items that we're looking at. Got a Fall from Grace on Heart. That's really good. A couple Soul Sucking Siphons throughout the board. Smuggler for dpmlicious. Octarine Essence already on Zabia Yaka. And Arcane Boots for Smetana. Picked up as well. Yeah, getting early Smugglers is nice. Potentially. So I think item round, as we're watching Zabia Yaka, go with that, win against Gela. Start things off. I don't know. There's no one that really stands out. I mean, Heart, I feel like, is pretty good. Spot. Even got the Chainmail. It has a Fall from Grace. But again, I really like that item early on. I feel like ImpetuousPanda, despite not winning a neutral round, actually ended up pretty solid with the Age of Chivalry. So, what is Gela's third item? Probably just sitting on something. Yeah, Mask of Madness. Okay. So actually, Gela turned out pretty good too. Just a matter of making use of the Mask of Madness is what we have here.
That's a lot of Bat Riders. This really tells you how much Gela favors Bat Riders in the earlier rounds, especially. They certainly do a bunch of damage. Going to go up against 5 units though on hard side, and just the Tusk to tank means I don't think this is working. Yeah, that's the thing with the Bat Rider's damage. 1, it's single target, but 2, it takes a while to really ramp up. It feels like with the additions of sticky napalms going out, so a lineup like that's not going to play out well against. Perhaps Gela's in the spot of I'm fine sacrificing, though, is going to go for a lose streak. Even put the Mask of Madness on one of the Bat Riders. For the time being. Early synergy that we're looking at. Smetana does have Inventors as a 2-star Tinker in the front line with the Clockwork. And then you got a 2-star Bloodseeker as well. And there's the Warlock to get the Warlock buff on top of it. Not too shabby. Does also have Soul-Sucking Siphon, so that could be really good for somebody like Clockwork even and Tinker. Kind of matched up against Swim. We'll see how Smetana does here against the 4 units of Swim. Something tells me this is going to be an easy victory for Smetana. Only being 1 star, so Warlock goes down, but not the end of the world. And that Bloodseeker attacking so fast as it gets low. No Tinker Rockets even needed. I don't think he cast Rockets, at least. Oh, he did cast. What am I saying? He did cast Rockets. Okay. Oh, he has mana boots. That makes more sense.